What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Powerful Fitness Podcast, episode number 23. You already know who it is, the Rainmaker, the motherfucking Rain Man, the best in the business. And today we got on a beast. We got on Nathan, the Saiyan Assassin Stearns. And he's fresh off of a beautiful, beautiful KO. So before we even get started, this podcast is brought to you by Duke Concrete Finishing. And we're about to show y'all a beautiful finish. So let's go ahead and pull that up on the screen for them and show it to them. We're going to show Nathan's last fight. And this was at Cage of Honor. I can't remember what number it was.
92.
92 at the Show Me Center on December the 7th. And I was supposed to be fighting too, but my opponent got injured and dropped out like Wednesday. So 4 days before the fight.
Shame.
Hey, you don't get to fight. But it's all good. All right, so.
Wait. Hold up. It ain't popping up on the actual recording.
I think it's good.
You think it's good still?
I think so. And if it's not, they're gonna have to go on Facebook and look it up. If it's not on the screen, guys, just go on Facebook and look it up. It's on Nathan's page. It's on Cage of Honor. But so we're watching the fight right now. So the first round, he takes you down, and then what happens from there?
From there, he pretty much tries to get me square on my back. He's fighting off that arm and guillotine attempt. He gets me pretty much on my back, and he's going to be trying to pass that leg I have there in half guard. I was strictly told by Cody Kellison and other people not to jiu-jitsu this guy. So I
oh my God, shit. I just fell asleep because this guy's fucking fighting style is so boring. Okay.
He's definitely a wrestler.
So yeah, once again, we got another boring guy. Look, all right, so this guy, I never actually watched him fight, but I got him on, I'm friends with him on Facebook.
Yeah.
And I think as an amateur, like he has, his Facebook picture was like, his profile picture, he had like 6 belts. Yeah. So the guy is clearly a really good fighter. Okay, he's really good. But I mean, look at this. He takes you down. And I understand, I understand wrestling is a part of MMA, but guess what? It's boring as shit. Nobody wants to watch it, because it's just boring. Like right here, he's laying on you. He's trying his best to get to mount or to side control, whatever. But it's just like, dude, no one cares. No one wants to watch this crap. All right. So let's fast forward to the real fighting style, which is striking. And
I'm done. So pretty much go to the second
look,
round.
I love fighting, but nothing about me wants to watch this. Like someone just laying on some. All right, so round 2 comes out. He comes out. He throws a hit. Hold on, rewind. I couldn't. It's so fast. I can't even fucking commentate it. So the guy, he comes out. He throws the head kick, and then immediately after he throws the head kick, he tries to shoot, and you just lift that front leg and just bang up shin straight to chin.
Yes, it was my shin, not my knee. I remember him hitting with my shin. He thought it was the knee, but it wasn't.
Man, play that again. I really hope that they'll be able to see this on screen because this is beautiful. Oh my God. Like, I mean, this is like 5 seconds into the round. He comes out, I'm going to throw a head kick and then I'm going to shoot. Bang! And then you crack him with one hammer fist and you're so calm, you're so composed. You're so aware. You see that he's out. You don't continue to keep hammering him like he's out. Fight's over with, and then the ref jumps in between y'all. That just shows your level of calmness and awareness in the cage. Mm-hmm. You ain't just go crazy. And then also it shows that you're not an asshole and you're not here to let me just hospitalize this guy for no reason. You're here to show your martial arts skills and get that check and get the finish, because you could have went ham on him. You could have hit him with a whole bunch of punches. You could have hit him with at least a good 5 quick punches right there before the ref really had time to jump in.
Oh yeah.
But you just hit him one time just for just to double tap, just for good measure. You see he's out, and then you stop, and then the ref jumped right in between y'all because he was out. So, I mean, that was a beautiful performance for real. That was nice.
Thank you.
That was really nice. So, but let's talk. I'd like to know kind of how you were feeling when he took you down in the first round.
As soon as he went for that takedown, that tie up, I was like, oh shit, here we go. Like honestly, like I've been in a situation before in a main event where there's a lot of pressure. Everybody's wanting me to win. And then I'm put in a bad position that I don't like right off the bat. I train for that. I train for my spirits to be dampened in the fight because it's a fight. Shit happens that you don't plan to. Like Mike Tyson said, everybody got to plan until you get hit in the face.
Right.
Well, sometimes everybody got to plan until you actually get tied up. I should have not went for the choke because that involves me going over his head. I should have immediately went to do an underhook and try to get away from him, but I didn't. So I ended up engaging with him. Once he took me down, I felt like I had a tight squeeze around the neck. I realized a couple seconds afterwards I was not going to be able to finish that submission. So I withdrew and just basically held on for dear life the whole round. I wasn't there to out jiu-jitsu this guy. I wasn't trying to create scrambles. I was there to survive. That's what Cody Kellison, black belt, jiu-jitsu told me. Paid $100, did some private sessions with him. He gave me some good advice. I didn't trust my jiu-jitsu to come out from underneath him. I didn't trust to not get tied up somehow.
Why not?
I wasn't trained jiu-jitsu. I didn't have enough training time in it. I focused on kickboxing. And
you mean as far as your fight camp leading up?
Yeah. As far as being on the ground and training, like how to get out of certain positions, I didn't really specifically trained on that. So I didn't have the body mechanics, confidence to do it without thinking. And in the cage, you can't think. You waste time thinking. So I just did the next thing that came to my mind. And that's just hold on. Keep my half guard
just defend.
The whole time.
Don't
defend,
let him
keep everything tight.
land any strikes.
Yeah,
right.
I mean, and obviously, if you watch the video, this dude's. I'm not gonna call names, but I mean, you're sitting there on a whole round, just trying to hold me down the ground, and then trying to pass my legs the whole time. I was hoping he would let up and try to cause some kind of pressure relief for me to do something, but he was smart and he didn't. And it's a style no one likes to see, but I mean, it's a grinding style, and he tried to make it work for him, and he wanted to complain about the fight, calling it a lucky shot, but he spent the whole round on top of me and couldn't get past my guard, but maybe once.
And no such thing as luck in a fight.
Yeah.
You threw a kick at his face.
Right.
And you knocked him out. I'm sorry, what is lucky about that?
Well, and the fact the first round he couldn't get past my guard.
Maybe if you close your eyes,
maybe
if you close your eyes and throw a kick, you close your eyes and throw a punch, then maybe you could call that luck. But at the same time, it's like, as a fighter, you have to defend yourself. So if someone lands something on you, that's not luck. You didn't defend.
Right.
Right.
The whole excuse thing that happened right after the fight with him. Love the guy. He's a cool dude. Awesome
but
friend,
I did
good
see
father,
he post.
but,
I did see him make a post, and I don't know if this is I don't know when this was, but after the fight, he was saying like it's tough to post this, but he posted the video and he was like he was very humble about it. It seemed like he wasn't making excuses from what I read. I don't recall if I read the whole post because usually when you have to click see more, that's where I stop reading. Because I'm just like when I'm on Facebook and I look at people's stuff, I'm just trying to stay kind of updated on what people got going on. And so I'm just praying you just post a picture and say something quick about what y'all got going on, because it's just a way to keep up with it. Because if I don't, it's like I'm not going to know what's going on with Nathan. I'm not going to know what's going on with my brother, with my mom, with my cousins. I'm not going to know anything. So I take the time to just kind of scroll quick and see what my family and friends have been doing through the week and stuff like that.
Right. But, nice little community board. So
let's go ahead and let's kind of backtrack and talk about your story as a martial artist, like when you began and from then to now, kind of like your evolution as a martial artist and what got you into martial arts.
Okay. So I've always loved sports growing up. I've always been a kid that wanted to do my own thing. I didn't want someone else to tell me what to do, really. So I've always been outside playing around, playing with other kids, playing football. Football is my first passion. Football's also a team sport, which means there's a coach involved that tells people who gets to play and who doesn't, who rides the bench. So for my 3-year football career, 7th grade, 8th grade, and 9th grade, I went to all the practices, did all the summer camp training, all the training camps. I was a really small kid. I didn't have much weight behind me. I was about 130, 145 pounds, 5'10", 5'11". And I put a lot of effort in, and I just never really got to play much. And I thought, I don't want to keep doing this if I'm not going to be actually involved in the team and the wins and the losses and stuff like that. So I got introduced to UFC, to MMA. Was scrolling through some channels one night at home. At first, I saw them on the ground.
On what, MySpace?
No,
because back then
it was on like Spike TV.
Oh, okay.
Then, like Bellator.
When you said scrolling, I'm thinking, this was when you was younger, so this had to be MySpace.
Yeah. So I was scanning through the channels, and I saw these guys on the ground, and I thought the same thing. I'm like, this is boring. But then another day, I would see it again. They were standing up, and then they transition, and I'm like, oh, you can do more than just be on the ground. You can start stand up and then take it to the ground. This adds a little bit of layer of complexity to it. And like me being me in the hyper focus, when I enjoy something, I like to focus on it and then like pick out the variables and see what I can do to kind of link things together the way my mind works with ADHD. I really started falling into it. Like I started really paying attention because it caused me needing to pay attention.
And now, what age was this?
About 14 when I finally got introduced to it, like visually. So then I started. I had a friend named David Johnson, and he was involved with Taekwondo, and he would do MMA and stuff and fight in the park.
Hey, I got a funny. All right, so let's pause real quick because I got a funny story. I don't know if I told you this before, but Jacob Biggerstaff. When we was in high school, he was always gassing up David when we be in the locker room during PE and stuff, talking about how he could fight. And I'm like, okay, whatever. He's like, man, I think David would take you, man. He can take you, man. He's been doing Taekwondo since. Either Taekwondo or karate since he was little. His dad's a black belt, this and that. I'm like, dude, whatever, man. I'll whoop his ass. I didn't even know him. I'm just talking shit, you know what we do. And he's like, all right. I was like, well, let's meet up. Let's meet up and spar. But you know, it's not gonna be sparring. It's gonna be a fight. Yeah. I'm like, let's meet up. He's like, all right. I let him know. I never even talked to David leading up to this. It was all in between. Like it was all like through. Jacob Biggerstaff. Yeah. And so we made a plan to meet up at Kiwanis Park, okay? Mm-hmm. And so I go there to meet up with him at Kiwanis Park. He gets grounded, can't show up. So there's some other kids there. They're like, oh, will you spar with him? There was some kid from Notre Dame. Dude. Came out. We both started to punch. He came with like a double punch. I grabbed both his wrists, jumped, pulled, flying knee, boom, cracked him to the chin. Knocked him down. He couldn't get back up. Whatever. But then after David wasn't on, after he wasn't grounded anymore, which I thought he was just BSing, but apparently he wasn't. He actually got grounded. He couldn't leave the house.
I can believe both.
and so he did meet up with me. This was like a week or so later, whenever, and we get the gloves on and we go at it. And I can't remember much of what happened on the feet, because I don't think much really did happen on the feet. I think we both probably landed a couple punches, a couple kicks, and then I ended up taking him down, or he took me down. I can't remember. All I remember is we ended up on the ground, and I ended up on top of him. He was like in a turtle position, right? And I'm on his back, and I fucking reach up. Boom! I start elbowing him in his back, not even the back of the head, in his back,
in the spine,
douche, right to the spine, 12 to 6, douche, and Jacob's like, whoa, stop, whoa, what are you doing, man? You can't do that. That's illegal. I said, illegal, bitch. We're fighting. Like, this ain't no sanctioned bout. You think your friend could beat me up, and y'all coming here to beat me up? Like, I'm in fight mode.
Did y'all put the gloves on?
Yeah, we had gloves on.
No shin guards, so.
I don't think so. No. Yeah. So yeah, I'm elbowing him in his back. Douche. And they're like, whoa, stop, that's illegal. I'm like, whatever, man. Are we fighting or not? And then we just stopped right there, and dude, he had a big ass knot on his head. But David, he's a really good fighter. I remember last time I rode with him, this was probably like dude, like 5 years ago.
Yeah.
And my jiu-jitsu was not good back then either. Dude, he was smarter than me. Dude, he was wrapping me up. I was like, damn, what the hell? His jiu-jitsu was good. But yeah, so that's just a funny story about me and David. But yeah, he's really cool. Is he still fighting?
I don't think he's fighting anymore. I think he's trying to get into reffing or judging.
Ah, okay. He
know
was
which
good. Yeah. So all right, but let's continue. So
anyways,
where leave off at?
like you talked about Kiwanis Park, David had a crew of people that would like kind of almost be like a fight club, and he would choose different people to fight, or different people would have beef with each other, and they'd put the MMA gloves on and pretty much just circle up at the park. Kiwanis being one of them, and just kind of let them have it.
Yeah.
After I started watching some UFC, I actually went on YouTube and just started trying to learn how to fight off of there, jabs, kicks, stuff like that. I already loved anime, so I loved watching Dragon Ball Z, so I already had the motivation as far as training goes. I remember being down in my parents' basement, very crowded place, so I would just shadow box repeatedly and do rounds of like 3 or 5 minutes downstairs and just build up a good sweat, push-ups, squats, basic calisthenics stuff. And then one day he asked me, "You ready to fight somebody?" I said, "Sure," because the only fights I've been in since then was getting jumped on the school bus, getting jumped or singled out at school and in classes and stuff like that.
Man,
I never had an organized fight before in my life.
So I remember when we was in high school, and it seemed like people always made fun of you and tried bullying you.
Yeah, I don't even remember too much about high school.
Maybe not directly, but indirect. I just remember people
that
always
year
making
was
fun
the
of you.
last year I feel like I had a lot of that happen to me.
Because, dude, you was a dork. You was a dork, bro. I mean, I was a dork too in my own way.
Yeah.
But I was more like, I was the class clown. I was just like, I was just a class clown. I was just I was the crazy.
And plus, still are a class clown.
Yeah,
man.
I definitely am.
Definitely transcended.
But yeah, I just remember people always making fun of you. I'm like, why are they always making fun of this kid? Like, he don't mess with nobody. He's not like.
Probably talked back.
You got your shirt tucked in,
I don't remember that. Probably though. That's what I do for wrestling now.
But I just remember that, and then I remember a few years later, you was fighting. And I was like, yeah, I bet you none of those people would be talking shit about him now.
It stopped as soon as people knew that I was in there fighting and hang out with David Johnson. Like, it completely just stopped. Nobody wanted to fuck with me anymore.
Yeah,
it's great.
Yeah, I had a couple of times when I was a kid, and some older kids tried fighting me, and I was terrified. I did not want to fight because I knew that I didn't know how to fight, and I was just like, oh man, I just wish I could knock these motherfuckers out because they're just fucking with me for no reason. I didn't do nothing to you, but luckily I had an older brother, so Keith is he's actually looked out for me a lot of times growing up. Like I'm talking. I had someone try to pick on me at the skate park. I went and told Keith. He come down there, and now this dude is shook, scared. I mean, Keith had this dude running, and then guess what? Now every time I see this dude, his mouth is shut. He ain't saying nothing to me. I had another guy that was picking on me because he liked the same girl as me. His name's Dylan. I can't remember his last name. I can't even really remember exactly what he looks like. But if I was to see him today, like, I would bully him. I know that a lot of people think, be the bigger man. No, if I seen him today, I would smack the shit out of him. Just because I feel like that's just karma. And they should know how it feels to just be messed with for no reason. And to know that you can't do nothing about it except for get your ass whooped.
That's the key right there when you're growing up.
Yeah.
When you're getting all these people who are just messing with you, and there's really nothing you can do about it because you've tried before and they just whoop your ass. Either it's single person or they'll come out with their friends and then just beat you. Or you'll be on a bus. Like for me, I had a lot of bus fights. Never fair. Never a fair fight on the bus. And you even get a punch in, someone else is coming in.
They're jumping because if there's a couple of them, they're gonna jump you. Simple as that. You take one out, they're gonna jump you. And see, for me, honestly, I don't think it's so much that I couldn't fight. It was just that I didn't know because I hadn't been in any fights. But I watched a lot of martial arts movies growing up, and I knew I couldn't do that. So to me, that was what fighting was. And I guess I just didn't realize they don't know how to fight either. But if you don't know how to fight and they don't know how to fight, but they're bigger and stronger, you're probably going to lose. So,
and they got the confidence of their friends backing them too. You got to think
about
that.
But that one guy, Dylan, man, he tried fighting me and I didn't want to fight him. And he's just sitting there, just trying his best. I don't know why he never took a swing. It's like I don't know. It's like he just wanted to corner me and just keep me cornered and terrify me. Right. So I went home and told my brother, and then one day Keith calls me. He's at the mall. He's like, "Hey, didn't you say that guy Dylan was messing with you?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "All right, bet he's right here at the mall." And so he walks up to him. He's like, "So you was messing with my brother, you little bitch?" Bow, starts smacking him in the face. He's like, "Come on, fight me, little bitch." Bow, he's smacking dude upside his head. And so, yeah, he
Did Dylan do anything back?
Never, hell no.
There goes like karma.
And never messed with me ever again. I don't even think I ever seen him after that. I think he moved. Like, for real, I never seen him after that. But yeah, so it was nice having an older brother in situations like that. So yeah, I, ever since I was a kid, even before, like, I had a couple little situations where people bullied me, I always wanted to be a martial artist. Like, I just always thought, some people look at like little girls might see a ballet dancer and think, "Oh, I want to do that," or little boys might see a football player and like, "I want to do that." I never wanted to play football. I never wanted to play basketball. I did like playing baseball, but I never looked at it as like, oh, I want to do this when I'm older. I just like doing it as a kid. Mm-hmm. But martial arts, man, I just always wanted to be like a cold martial artist that traveled and did tournaments and stuff like that. So, but yeah, so yeah, you started. So who was your first fight? Your little park fight?
I think it was a guy named Tyler Huffman. I think he was about the same age I was, or maybe a grade below. He agreed to want to fight me, and I said, "Okay, cool." So I think we had about 2 weeks of training, AKA I put some boxing gloves on and just hit a tree.
Yeah.
Over and over and over again. That was me training for this fight. And then we ended up meeting at the park at Kiwanis, I believe. And once it starts, pretty much just start standing up. I think it stayed standing the whole time. I couldn't tell you how long it was. It might have been 2 or 3 minutes max, but he would try to hit me, and it wouldn't work. I would just be moving around, and then I would hit him and knock him down about 2 or 3 times, and then he ended up quitting. And I was like, wow, I just had my first organized fight and didn't even get hit a single time. I was like, what's next? So they sent 2 more guys after this Tyler guy was finished with me. Same thing happened. Stayed standing the whole time. They would try to throw something. I couldn't tell you what it was. I would just duck or dodge or block, and then I'd come back and hit him with my own fist.
I think I've seen some of those videos.
See, I don't even remember if they even got videos or not of it. But
I know I definitely seen some of David, but I could have swore I seen one with you too.
Yeah, there should at least be one, because I know me and David fought twice and had it recorded.
Yeah.
But that day, that was my first day I had organized fighting. I fought 3 times and I won 3 times, only getting hit once. Yeah. And from that day forward, I was like, this is the shit I'm doing. I'm going to find a way to fucking fight, because I've dedicated myself to football for the past 4 years. I was only playing 3, but I was a water boy for the 6th grade team, because the 6th grade team at the junior high did not have a organized team yet. So I volunteered to be a water boy / ball boy, because I just loved football and I wanted to be around it. Then I played 7th, 8th, and 9th, but played the bench mostly. Didn't get to do much after all the work. Then I realized something similar to what you said on the podcast is I can go have all the lights and attention on me versus another man, and all my efforts would just be highlighted instead of having to rely on a team.
Right.
And then it shows the amount of training that I have against somebody else of like usually an equal type of level when it comes to, body weight, body size, stuff like that.
Right.
I'm not out here trying to pick fights with people that are bigger than me or smaller than me. I want a nice, even, fair fight, because I developed a martial artist attitude towards life and towards martial arts, and that's just let me see how I can be the best version of myself I can. And then I'm an athlete and I'm competitive. Let me test my skill level against somebody else around my body height, body size, and stuff like that. And when I had success in it, I was like, okay, wins. I'm automatically now loving this stuff, because no one wants to do something they lose at all the time. It's never fun. But having that taste of victory in a fight when I used to get beat up all the time, that was addicting. And that's when I've never stopped since. I've only advanced in my training. I fought a couple more people in parks after that day. Not too much. I think I fought a guy named Jamal. I don't remember his last name. He was tall. I was 5'11". He was about 6'3", 6'4". He was the tallest guy I fought. That was also the first time I ever had a head kick on somebody, like a live opponent.
Yeah.
As soon as I kicked, I kicked high. I smacked him in the face with my foot, the instep. You hear the big old smack. I even fell down when I kicked. But everybody stopped. Everybody stopped in the circle, including my opponent, Jamal. And he put his hand to his face, his cheek. And he said, did you just kick me in my face? Like, these people never seen a head kick before in their lives, apparently.
That's tight.
And I was like, yeah, I did. Let's keep it going. Ended up winning that fight too. So
yeah, I got into a fight with this one kid. Once again, another kid trying to pick on me for literally no reason. We were at the skate park or something. I don't know. I'm like, why is this kid messing with me? What's wrong with this kid? Is someone abusing you at home? Like, what? And he's talking crap. I'm just like, I don't even understand why you want to fight. Like, and I'm like, all right, you know what? Whatever. You want to fight? Let's do it. And so I put my skates down and I take my rollerblades off, put them down. I'm like, all right, come on. And it was like, I don't know. I guess maybe he wanted to fight because maybe he was trying to figure out how to fight. Mm-hmm. And I didn't know. I'm like, what do we do? Are we supposed to like run at each other or something? Like gladiator style? I don't fucking know. I've never done this before. I don't know. And I'm like, man, this is stupid. Leave me alone. I pick up my skates. He grabbed my skates. He like knocked them out of my hands. And when my skates hit the ground, it was like, doom, doom, doom. I was like, that shit fucking pissed me off. My rollerblades, those was like, that would have been like throwing someone's newborn baby on the ground. Like, my rollerblades was my life. That shit pissed me off. I said, all right, motherfucker, come on, let's go by the cemetery. Because we was out, because God,
whoa,
that sounded very
what
dark.
a great battleground! It's a cemetery.
Well, because we were right in the center of the field, and I'm like, all right, I'm about to murder this kid. I don't want to get in trouble. Let's go by the cemetery because it's ducked off. So we walk, this literally like right across the street over by the cemetery, and so I come at him, first instinct, wham, kick him right in the face. Douche, kick him in the face. He like falls back, lands against the tree. I'm like, come on, you want to fight? You want to fight? He's like, no. Boom, I kick him in the head again. And I never kicked anyone before in my life, but I just kicked this dude right in his face. And he's like, oh no, I don't want to fight anymore. He's all wobbly and shit. I said, no, you wanted to fight. There's a little bush right next to us. I walk over to the bush. I grab one of the twigs off. It's a long ass twig, and I rip the leaves off of it. And I start smacking them. Bah, bah.
You just switched the kid.
So I'm chasing him around, smacking him with this switch. It was hilarious. God. And then I see him at school the next day. He's like, I want a rematch. I said, all right, meet me at the skate park. I done whooped your ass once. I'll do it again. And when I go to the skate park, I'm down there on the basketball field, and I see him at the stop sign, him and his dad. But they look and they see me and the other kids I was with. One of the kids I was with was Big Cam. Shout out to Cam. He's locked up right now. He's got to do a long time. But I was with a bunch of other teenagers, but there was like big black kids, and they seen us and they turned around. Like his dad was like, "Oh, I don't like the look of this. We're probably going to get jumped or something." But so they turned around, and then it was probably like a week or two or a month or something after this happened. One day I was walking, and behind Save-A-Lot, I see the same kid and his dad dumpster diving, and I just felt bad, and I was just like, man, you never know what a person's going through, like, and that's why it's like that's why I never like to fight people in the street, because like, you don't know what this person's going through. He's already got one battle, and I'm giving him, another one. It's just, it's not cool. But so when did you start doing like organized training?
I started doing organized training officially with wrestling, I would say, for high school level. I was going into sophomore year, I think that was my last year of football, actually, the sophomore year. I did the summer beforehand, I did some wrestling practice, thinking I might go ahead and choose to do wrestling that year. I ended up doing the practice. I forewent wrestling that year and chose football instead. My dad gave me a limit of one sport per year, so that's the one I went with. And then junior year, that's when I started 100% wrestling because I was dedicated to MMA after that with the park fights and such. So I was like, well, let me go ahead and jump into this wrestling training so I can get some actual experience with martial arts, combat, and stuff like that at the high school level, and then transition into the cage because I was turning 17 quickly and knew I can fight at 18 as an amateur. And at that time, I think we had the Devastation Fight Night here in Cape Girardeau.
Yeah, Devastation.
I was trying to get onto the card for kickboxing at 17. Because I remember with you, I think it was like AFC. It was like AFC or AFL. Because you were one of the people I saw along with Kyle Kurtz and knew that fought here locally.
Yeah, when I was 17, I lied on the paperwork and said I was born a year earlier. So to make them think I was 18.
I think I saw at least 1 or 2 of your fights there, and I was like, "Oh shit, this little guy's good." I saw the kicks, the knees.
No, I wasn't. I wasn't.
To me, as a 17-year-old, like I was fascinated.
Yeah,
it was
I was just
awesome.
getting in there. Like, okay, so my son's uncle on his mom's side, he showed me like a couple things, and he's like, "You want to fight?" I'm like, "Yeah." Because like I said, I always wanted to test myself in martial arts. So I got in there. First fight, won TKO in the second round. Second fight, lost. I was supposed to fight some little chubby turd, and he don't show up. And so they put me in there with this little short, jacked, super in shape guy, and he just took me down and laid on me for like 2 rounds. And then the third round, pretty much all 3 rounds, I mean, so he just took me down and laid on me. And then my third fight, I submitted that guy, I think in the second round. Second round. I almost submitted him in the first round, but then the second round I took him down. He was a street fighter. I knew just take him down and submit him, so I took him down and submitted him. And then my fourth fight, I got submitted by like a guillotine in the second round. But out of those 4 fights, I realized you can't just do this. You got to train. You got to know how to fight, and you got to be in great shape. So I stopped for probably like 2 years, and then I realized like this is what I need to do in my life. So that's when I started actually training. I did Taekwondo for 2 years, a little jiu-jitsu on the side, and then after about 2 years of that, that's when I started doing judo, boxing, kickboxing, karate, and jiu-jitsu and wrestling, like all the arts together. So yeah.
How'd you get into all the arts together with that? I'm guessing you did Taekwondo with D-Ray, or? Yeah,
I did Taekwondo with Peak Performance. I actually did most of my Taekwondo training in Scott City.
Oh, was that with Nick Slingard, or who was that?
No, Nick Slingard, that's a different.
That's over in Sykeston, I think, now.
I thought.
Muson Kwan.
Yeah, Musul Kwan. But no, Peak Performance Taekwondo in Scott City is ran by.
I know there was one in Scott City.
Is ran by Mr. Bashir.
Okay.
So him and his son. So you got Big Bashir, Little Bashir. But Eric Bashir is the son, and then his father is oh my God, this is embarrassing. Eric is the son. What's it? Rick Bashir. Mm-hmm. I always just call him Mr. Bashir, so sometimes their first name slips my mind. But yeah, and Mr. Bashir, he was in his like 50s. He was older. Mm-hmm. I mean, he still could kick high. He was very, very technical when it comes to traditional martial arts, traditional Taekwondo. So yeah, I learned a lot there. I got my blue belt there, and then when I started doing my MMA training, I realized for one, you only have so much time in the week, so it's hard to bounce around a bunch of different places. And then also I realized sometimes that traditional training is not as applicable, and so plus there weren't a lot of like there weren't no competitors there either. Right. So it was kind of like, it's kind of like when you're a competitor, you got to train with competitors. And then also, they're just teaching Taekwondo. They didn't have no interest in coming and cornering me in my fights or nothing like that. So it was just kind of just that's more so of like people that just want to do the traditional Taekwondo, not people that really like competing and stuff like that. So I stopped going there, which I didn't want to, but like I said, it's also just it's just how much time in the week you have to train. Because if I had kept going to Taekwondo classes, I'd be a black belt by now, maybe second degree. So I hate. Look, I got my.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I'm only a few belts away. So, and I've thought about like going back to D-Rays, which I have, and I feel like eventually I will when I have a little bit more time.
Right.
I think I will. And after I get, well, I know that I'm eventually going to get my black belt, but I might have to wait until like after I'm done competing as an MMA fighter and I have more time to just go to Taekwondo classes. And because I want to be a black belt in Taekwondo, I want to be a black belt in Jiu-Jitsu. I want to get these belts because I've always wanted to be a black belt. So it's just about going back to the classes and memorizing the forms. It's so. And
I'm exactly the same boat you're in when it comes to my Chinese Kempo karate.
Yeah.
Because after wrestling, when I did 2 years of wrestling in high school, I had my first fight, or actually I had a few months with an independent coach here, Eric Harper. Eric Harper was my first official MMA coach. We would go to St. Francis Healthcare, the Fitness Plus portion, and then we would meet in the gymnasium. That's where I met Keith Dawson for the first time, I believe.
Yeah.
All Fighter Combat Sports is what the team that Eric Harper called it. I met Keith Dawson there. He had a few fights. Yeah, he was fighting at least 3 fights before when I met him. And then Chris Welch, I met him there. He was an experienced amateur fighter as well. So I got to work with him and integrate my wrestling background going into my senior year of wrestling, actually. So I started that when I was 17. I was still a junior in high school when I started trying to train MMA formally. And then took a break from MMA training during my wrestling season so I don't risk getting hurt because, got to be there for the team, and I'm already doing grueling practices.
Yeah.
And then as soon as I graduated, or the night before I actually walked the stage, I had my first fight. And it was after then I realized I needed some more training, and that's when I picked up Chinese Kempo karate to kind of learn the basics of striking and where everything comes from, not just externally but internally as well, because I grew up loving traditional martial arts, and I was all about the chi and ki and energy and life force and the mentality of a martial artist. So I really wanted to get that lesson firsthand. And it's hard to be an MMA fighter, to be a competitor at such a high level of what you're expecting to face in the cage, and you're training with people who, like you said, they're there just to learn a system, a little program. They got things to memorize. They're not going into a cage or a ring and they're not putting their life on the line, getting traumatic brain injuries or anything like that. They're just having a fun little side hobby.
Right.
So it's different when you're fighting, when you're training with people like that versus when you're training with other athletes. They're going to bring a different level of drive out of you, and you're going to do different techniques as well. So Chinese Kempo karate, 3rd degree brown belt, 3rd stripe on that. I'm training right now to get my black belt. I just have to remember about 300 and something techniques, and that's about it.
Right.
But it's finding the time in the week to do that, and as well as my training for jiu-jitsu and kickboxing, and then regular work as well. And now my girlfriend with 4 kids. So trying to balance everything out and find the pros and cons. That's the challenge of anybody, let alone martial artists that want to make money doing this.
Yeah.
I would like to get a black belt too someday and complete my little my
belt
case
rack.
there,
Yeah.
belt rack there. But priorities first, for sure. And
Right.
that's making sure that I'm safe in that cage.
Yeah, so So how old are you again?
I'm 28. I'll be 29 January 13th, so coming up here soon.
Oh, man, you got plenty of time left.
I predict at least 35.
Right now. I'm like 65 years old, so.
Like, what, 31 or 31, right?
I'll be 31 in March, yeah.
There you go. Oh, man.
I got a few more years left.
Yeah. I'd say.
Enough to get paid. Look, I'm to the point now, all I want to do is get paid. Like,
you want to get paid big bucks, though, not the $2,000.
No, hell no. I need 6 figures at least.
Yeah.
Once I get to where I'm making 6 figures, have a few fights like that, and I'm cool. Like,
right.
I mean,
that's just setup.
Like, I don't care about creating some legacy because, I mean, I want money to be my legacy.
Money for the family.
Like, all right, exactly. Like when I'm dead, do I want to give my kids some trophies or do I want to give them some monies? You know,
some monies and experiences.
Right. So, yeah, I just want to, like, I don't care what organization I go to. I'll go to PFL. I'll go to the UFC. I'll go to freaking one championship. I don't care. Whoever is going to pay me the most, that's where I'm going to go. Mm-hmm. You know. But yeah, I'm having my first pro fight, God willing, in March. I got this next fight coming up in 2 weeks. Then after that is on to the professional ranks, and I'm hoping I can get one here in Cape in March.
I was just about to say that. You said in March. I know we got the 22nd or 23rd and then 29th as a potential date. So, yeah. Dude, that'd be exciting to see.
I'd love to get one in February, honestly. Like, all right, I go out here, not just do that, you know, crack them, don't get injured, and then get a quick fight somewhere in February.
A quick amateur fight or
no,
fight?
Pro.
Ooh. So here's my question for you as a fighter. You fought in your local hometown before, and you fought, you know, out of hometown.
Yeah, many times.
Do you feel like you'd have an advantage in the game mentally if you fought in your hometown for your pro fight, your pro debut fight?
No.
Because you just
it doesn't matter where I fight. Mm-hmm. But I actually it doesn't matter. I'm gonna do my thing anywhere. I'm going to take every factor of the situation and use it to channel my chi. Like, if I have my family, my friends there cheering me on, I'm going to use that. Mm-hmm. You know, I'm going to use that to energize me, to, you know, give me more joy for the occasion. And then if I go and I fight out of town, I don't have friends and family there. I don't have anybody that's going to be cheering for me. I use that too. Like, it's like I just use every part, every situation, and I just love it.
To the best of your advantage, you use whatever energy you can in that location.
Yeah, but I do love okay. One thing I love about traveling and fighting out of town is like more of a mystery. Like when people see me, they're like, "Damn, who the fuck is this guy? Like, damn, who's this guy?" Oh, and like I can do when I'm walking to the cage, I can hear the little kids. That's me. That's me.
That's awesome.
They're not saying that about my opponent. Usually they see me. That's me. I'm him. Or I hear the adults. I got my money on him. I got my money on him. Like, people literally betting money on me because I just have that energy. Like, you can tell I'm about to bring some funk to this cage. You
have an aura of confidence for sure around you.
Yeah, absolutely.
I can sense it. And honestly, I mean, from the sparring with you and everything else, I see why, because you've adapted. You're definitely an overall true martial artist in every sense of the word. When it comes to discipline, when it comes to learning, when it comes to learning during wins and losses. Yeah. I mean, even just look at the studio. I mean, you're setting everything up on your own and getting help where you need to get help at. You do everything in a very martial and disciplined way, I feel like. So you are prepared in every circumstance, I feel like, and I think you get a lot of confidence from that, and you should. From your training, you know what you put into your training, your nutrition. You know what you put into your nutrition. You know what you put into your nutrition, and you have your shit straight when it comes to your priorities in life. Like you said, I would love to have my black belt in this, but this is what this is bringing me, and this is what I want to get. So we're gonna put that away for now, and we're gonna work on the main shit that I need to get now, because this is what matters. This is my time frame to get this taken care of. Right. This will always be here.
Yeah,
and
100%.
And honestly, it's a fucking black belt.
Yeah, I'm not going to get paid for that. But if I
it's
go win
cool
a
to
belt,
have, but I can whoop back belts all day long.
right? Well, and it's like dude. If I go get a belt in Bellator and the UFC and even one of the small local promotions, guess what? There's going to be a check coming with that. Yeah. Ain't no check coming with the black belt.
No, unless you're being a teacher,
Well, yeah, that's what it's good for. But
still,
and then I can always get that, when I'm done fighting. So there's a lot of things that I would love to do with my time and my life right now that I just can't until after I'm done fighting.
And I think it's a good thing to be vocal about and talk about, because I had an issue with trying to do everything before in the past. Like, I need to put all this shit on my plate, but then I realized, well, now I don't have enough time to do the things I really want to do because I'm trying to do everything. You can't do everything. You just can't. You got to make priorities, and you got to put things at the wayside for a while, and then focus on
everything
little bit less
has
on your
to be
plate,
put
but
by
put
the
more of
ways.
yourself into it.
As fighters, if you want to get in that cage with complete confidence in yourself, you have to put everything to the side. Mm-hmm. Everything.
Relationships too. I've been there.
Time with your spouse, time with your kids, time with your family, time watching TV, time, everything. Like, all I've been doing is waking up, go to work, get off of work, go train or teach class, and then train, and then come home, eat, go to sleep, repeat. All I've been doing is training. And if I don't work, I'm training twice a day. Like, dude, yesterday, after I went and did my live rounds at Carpe Momentum Jiu-Jitsu, dude, I came home and I was like, oh my God, everything hurts. Like, everything on me was sore except for my face. My face was the only thing that wasn't sore. Like, literally, like, from behind my face and down, everything was sore. I'm talking my fingers, my toes, my biceps, my quads, my hands, everything is sore. And I'm like, I still got to go train another session. And then I went and hit pads for an hour, So, yeah, you have to really be dedicated. But I get my confidence from my discipline. I wasn't confident like how I am now when I first started. If anything, I was the opposite.
Right.
But when you put in all this time, when you put in that 10,000 hours, like, how can you not be confident? At that point, if you're not confident, it's like, dude, you got some. You need to sit back and really do some meditation on how you see yourself as a man and as a martial artist. Because when I step into that cage and I look across at the guy, I'm like, he should be terrified right now because he's got to fight me. Like, he should be shitting his pants.
Sounds like you go in there and you own the cage.
This is my
before
cage.
The fight ever starts.
Like, hey, thanks for coming to get your ass whooped. I really appreciate that. And I want you to fight hard too. Don't get cracked and carried away. I want a hard fight. You know what I'm saying? Get me ready for my next fight. And if you're not fighting tough guys, then you ain't tough. So, like, my last few fights, the last 2 belts I won, dude. The last kid I fought, Nick Delahousie, he comes from a Thai boxing gym and really great striker and really great fight. I finished him in the 3rd round, took him down and finished with the Kimura, and he was a really good opponent. The fight before that, freaking Zoba Salim, dude, he was a 5-0 wrestler. I mean, he was just taking everyone down, smashing them and submitting them. And, everyone's like, oh, Willie's fighting a 5-0 wrestler. Like, oh, no. Dude, because I did so many kickboxing fights, people think I'm just a striker.
Well, that's natural, yeah.
No. Like, I'm good everywhere. And the thing is, wrestling was like the last thing I started to do as far as martial arts, but my wrestling is getting really good. And then the thing is, my jiu-jitsu, I might not be a black belt, but my jiu-jitsu is pretty fucking wicked. Like, when people take me down and they're in my guard, I'm not thinking like, oh shit, I'm thinking you're fucked. You're about to get triangled. You're about to get pinned on arm bar. Like,
You're very active with the way you transition on the ground, whether top or bottom.
Right.
I've noticed that.
The thing about me,
it's always clicking in there.
Like, I don't lock people down in my guard, like my legs. I keep them high up on the scapulas.
Yeah.
And I'm about to, like, you can feel, if you cock back for a punch, you're getting pinned in a triangle. If you move the wrong way, you're getting pinned in an arm bar, or you're going to get swept. Like, I'll even bring my legs up and open them, and I'll like shift and rock my hips to where if you don't keep your knees spread and like one base, like I'm gonna rock you over,
or make them put their hand down on the ground, go up for that Kimura,
right?
Like you said, bring it down with that triangle.
He just gave away how I'm going to finish my next opponent. Damn it!
You didn't have to say that part.
No, but yeah, it's like. I'm just confident everywhere. And the last thing that I had to work on was my cage work, because I was doing all these things and I wasn't doing no cage work. And then boom, I get pressed against the cage and I'm like, what do I do from here? Because I hadn't trained it. So I was like, I got to get good on this fence. Now, dude, I'm good on that fence. Now when I'm going against the guy, even like, I don't know, you might have felt it. The other day when we were sparring, when you shoot for a single or a double, I'll run to that wall, because now I know how to use it to my advantage, especially against like the bigger guys I train with. It's harder for them to take me down when my back's against the wall, because now I got the strength of this wall. I can use this wall, opposed to like when you're out in the open, it's going to be easier for them to lift me. I don't have nothing to like post against. So now I'm just truly confident everywhere. And so when you're confident everywhere with your techniques and your strategies, now all you have to do is make sure you're in great fight shape. And then after that, it's like, what do you have to worry about? Nothing. And then you can just go in there and just be free and have fun. So earlier, before we started, we was talking about running, and this man be running marathons. So like I said, when I run, I just do 3 miles, and it's usually around 3 miles. It might be a little bit over, but basically I'll just set a timer for 30 minutes and I'll run. I'll get into a place where I'm uncomfortable and I'm breathing heavy and I want to stop, and I keep going for that 30 minutes. That's how I do it, because I feel like as a pro fight, the longest you're going to have is 25 minutes, right? If it's a championship fight, 5-minute rounds. So
unless you want to count the rest rounds as part of the fight, yeah.
So the what rounds?
The rest rounds. I mean, because wrestling is part of the fight too, and that's where the running comes in when it comes to recovery time. I mean, you see me in between rounds, people sit down, people stand up, people breathe heavy.
Rest time. Oh, you're talking about the stool time.
Yeah, the stool time. Yeah. That's part of the fight.
Okay, so then that'd be 29 minutes. Okay. After
29.
29. So like I said, 30 minutes, right?
Yeah.
So I don't need to do no more than that.
Yeah, you don't.
Like, push hard for 30 minutes.
Besides the fact that you said you like to start running for 30 minutes when you get to that point of where it's harder. It's not hard to breathe, but you can still kind of do it. You feel a push.
I'm saying as soon as I start, I'm trying to get my heart rate up quick. I don't start off nice and slow. If I start off nice and slow, that's not part of my 30 minutes. You know what I'm saying? If I start off slow, I might run like that for like 3 to 5 minutes, get my body and my legs kind of loosened up, get my lungs open, and then boom, I crank it up, and for 30 minutes I'm pushing, because that's how I feel like that's just. There's no need to do more than that. And I heard GSP talk about that. That's how he trained, like 30 minutes hard, as hard as you can. And that's a fight, So sometimes I ask myself, I'm like, should I really run for an hour plus if I'm not going to fight that long? If I feel like if I did run for an hour, I do 30 minutes nice and slow and easy, like a nice slow jog. That'd be my warm up in the back, right? And then that 30 minutes, I push hard. And that's the fight. That's how I think of my training. Like, get warmed up and then push hard.
I would like to say if you're doing 30-minute runs, which is awesome, you don't need to run for an hour. I enjoy running. It's good reflective time for me, whether I'm listening to music or not. It's something I enjoy. That's why I do it for so long. Now, for training specifically for fights, if I had a client ask me like, hey, how can I increase my recovery period between rounds? Okay, well, we're going to do some HIIT cardio, high intensity training. We're going to, do about 2 or 3 minutes of warm up run, a nice little jog. Now we're going to involve some interval running. You're going to run a block or two. If you're in the city, you can obviously spot how long a block or two is going to be. That shit, you're sprinting, balls to the wall. You are putting out a large stride. You are stretching your legs. You are sprinting. You are pushing everything you can. And then you got another few blocks where you can do a time interval where you got a minute of where you can just take it easy. You're jogging, not walking. You're jogging. You're letting your heart rate get back from 185 plus to about a 120. That's where the heart rate recovery comes in. That's the in-between rounds where you're now done with the extraneous effort and you're trying to bring your heart rate back down to kind of restore proper blood flow to your body. And then you're going to push again. You're going to do another 2-3 blocks, another 30 seconds hard. And you do that throughout the 30 minutes multiple times. Usually probably at least 10. You don't have to structure it extremely hard. You don't have to be OCD and do exactly 8 or anything like that, but you need to push through cycles of hard, intense effort during your runs and then dial it back to a jog because you're getting your heart rate. You're getting your cardiac muscle experienced under stress, and then you're going to let it relax. And then stress it, and then let it relax. You're mimicking the movements in a fight. It's like Lyoto Machida. He doesn't run. He doesn't do cardio like that for fights. He doesn't believe in it. He believes in sparring for fights. Now he's doing light rounds and stuff like that, but it's fight-specific cardio. You're pushing yourself for, the 5 minutes, and then or certain spurts, 20 seconds, 30 seconds, you're pushing a little bit harder. Doesn't have to be more powerful punches, but you're doing more, you're moving more. That's one thing I do with my footwork all the time when I'm training solo or when I'm sparring people. I'm not focused on hitting them. I'm focused on usually just moving my feet, changing angles, feints, stuff like that. I'm making my body move. I'm making myself put a lot of energy output. And then I'm just continuously doing that for the rounds that mimic what I would be experiencing in the cage or the ring. For amateurs, 3 minutes. If you train as an amateur fighter and you only, your fights are 3 minutes long, but you're training for 5, people like to think that you're doing yourself a favor. Oh, I'm going to be training for 5 minutes instead of 3 because I'm going to be even more prepared. That's false because you're not training specifically for your 3-round fight, because you know how much more energy you can put into a 3-round fight,
right? And
finish someone faster.
So
if you kept that pace for 3 minutes instead of trying to make it longer and do it 5,
right?
You're hurting yourself in the long run, training for something that you're not really going to be engaged in your fight.
See, yeah, I believe it. I believe that 100%, but I also believe that it will work if you still push yourself as if
it's a 3-round
fight. Like me, because I've been doing 5 rounds.
You're going to condition yourself. Why?
Because
more.
For one, I'm about to go pro, and 2, I'm gonna push, dude. I'm gonna push myself. I mean, you feel it when we spar, like.
Yeah, you like, have a tremendous amount of push for the rounds that you've been able to put people through. I mean, when I walked in there, you already did like 8 or 9 rounds.
I did 9 rounds.
And then we did like another
and then
3 or 4.
I did another 3 with you. Man, I was
definitely impressed.
I was like, great. Hey, here. But when you look, as soon as you came in, my first thought was I was about to be done after 10 rounds. Now he comes in, he's fresh too. I'm like, oh fuck. And all of that happened and like I thought all of that in about 0.0001 seconds, and then I immediately thought to myself, fuck yeah, this is exactly what I need, a fresh guy to come in. Because all right, so when I was doing those 5-minute rounds, at the beginning of the round I do 20 jump burpees, and after I got to like round 5, the student that I was training with, man, he was gassing out. So I was telling him, hey, I let him rest while I'm doing my jump burpees because I needed him to be able to push more of a pace. Like you got to be able to push me. So yeah, I was glad I got those extra rounds in with you. And then at the end, like I said, like, okay, I had work the next day. Otherwise, y'all don't even know. We was finna go much longer, but I had to get up for work at fucking 5 a.m. So that's why I was like, after we did 3. I think you did 2 or 3 with Xavier, and I was like, hey, y'all want to keep going more rounds, or not? If not, then we'll wrap it up, because I had work early, but I definitely would have liked to done another 10 rounds with you there. So as you see, like I was ready to go, and how I don't always judge my cardio, my stamina, but like how tired I get. Because guess what? If you're pushing your pace, you're supposed to be tired. Like,
it's true.
You're getting ready to train. You want to train to where you're like, where your breathing's all fucked. You're like you can't even breathe straight. You want to get there, and then and still keep fighting. And then how you know if you're in really great fight shape is at the end of that round, when you got 1 minute to the next round, how fresh you are coming into the next round.
Right.
That's how I know. At the end of that round, when I feel like I'm literally like my legs are about to give out, I can't fucking breathe, and then 60 seconds later, I'm back to my energy bar ran. That's how I know when I'm in really good fight shape. When I can just keep recovering in 60 seconds and come back and push hard again and again and again and again. Because if you're not, dude, if you're not pushing yourself to that point, you got to make it feel like a fight.
That's what I was talking about, those
war.
sprints, yeah. That intermittent training right there, where you're going high intensity and then back to moderate.
Which nobody wants to do.
Because it sucks.
Nobody wants to do
that.
Sucks. Nobody wants to do that shit.
It's discipline, man. We could talk about it all day, but people can talk about it all day, but when, pavement.
Where's my camera at?
Holy moly.
Where's my camera? Hey. Nobody wants to do that shit.
You mean I push myself to be uncomfortable?
Nobody wants to get to the point to where you can't breathe, and you can't lift your arms, and your legs feel like nobody likes that. No one enjoys that, except for me, because I'm a psychopath. No, seriously. But that's the crazy part of it. You have to literally tell yourself, I want to be dead. I want to be dead. I want to die. I want to die. Because if you don't, it's just gonna be a lot less enjoyable.
Get yourself a good coach that pushes you to that point.
You got to have people to push you.
You can't do it yourself. You got to get someone that can bring it out of you.
And if you don't,
it's a beautiful thing.
You're not going to be in that super phenomenal fight shape. You got to have people pushing you. You got to be doing Shark Tanks. Like Shark Tanks is really where you get it.
God, yes, because you got no option.
Yeah,
you have no option.
And I hate Shark Tanks.
I love them, but I hate them.
Not teammates that are gonna be nice. Like, I know he's exhausted. Let me go about 70%. No, they're going 100%. Like it's my turn to fuck you up, and you better do something about it. And that's how you get in really, really good shape. And then
that's a good shape. And I was talking earlier about training your spirit. I mean, that's what I love to do, is train your spirit, walking in the cold, doing shit you don't want to do, because you're putting yourself in a circumstance, in a situation to where you have to get over it. There's no excuses. You're back against the wall. It's a Shark Tank. You have another 20 minutes to go, and these people are just rotating in on you every 1 minute, 2 minutes. You're getting fresh bodies.
Man.
They don't want to treat you kindly because they want to make sure that you're prepared and you're ready. Are you going to slack on yourself and let them take you down? Are you going to put work when you're getting taken down? Are you going to try to stay up?
Right.
Or are you going to quit on yourself? Quit on your teammates? Quit on everybody else? That's where people find out real quick, okay, am I really trying to be a fighter, or am I just doing this for a different reason?
Yeah.
That's where I get my confidence from, is when you're uncomfortable. How much of yourself do you know that you're pushing yourself to your utmost limit? Are you surpassing your limits? If you are, then you deserve the confidence that you're speaking out into existence. If you're not, then you just need to go back and really reevaluate yourself and reevaluate life and really find out what you're trying to do.
Hey, I've been putting it on the new students at Flawless MMA. I've been putting it on them because they we'll be 5 rounds in and they're gassed. We got 5 more to go, and I'll be pushing. Hey, dude, I'll be ripping to the body. Boom, 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 ripping to the bottom. Like, you want to be a fighter? You said you want to be a fighter. You said you want to be a fighter, right? This is fighting.
Especially if they come out and specifically say that, I will put more of myself into that person because I want to show you what it's like to be a fighter.
Yeah.
Now, if you want to come in here and train, lose weight, we can have fun with it.
I'm not about to.
If you're gonna come to me, you're gonna tell me you want to be a fighter. I'm about to fucking kill you.
Show you what being a fighter is like.
In 30 minutes of training.
For real.
And then if you want to come back, then we'll talk.
And if they come back, we know. Okay, yeah, he wants this.
Yeah.
And he's willing to go through the fire because it's not easy. It's not easy. And man, dude, it's so physically taxing being a fighter. But when you put yourself through those hard training camps year round, I mean, really training camps fucking year round. You have your peaks, and then your slower weeks. But in order to, when you do that and you stay in good fight shape like that, when you get in that cage, you don't have to worry about gassing out.
Correct, yeah.
And for one, you don't just owe it to yourself, you owe it to the fans also that's paying money and coming to watch you fight, because nobody wants to see you get gassed in the first round and look like trash the second and third round simply because you're just exhausted. That's not fair to the fans. They don't want to see that.
That's actually one of the first thoughts I was thinking about too when I got taken down to the ground. I was like, oh shit. In that last fight with Tyler Lewis, like, we're gonna be on the ground the whole fucking time. Sorry, fans.
Yeah.
I'm trying to survive. I'm sorry, guys. I can't give you the fight you guys want because I know you want to see some stand-up action. I know you want to see something going on.
And it's crazy because like you would think that kickboxing would be so much more like popular, but I guess it's not, just because we don't have a big kickboxing organization
we really
like the
don't
UFC.
Here in this area. Now,
I'm talking about in all of America.
That's where stand-up fight series come on with their IKF tournaments and stuff like that. Have you ever been a part of that, or you know anything about them?
Bro, I'm an IKF USA champion.
Yeah. They're doing
Somebody
awesome.
run over to the dojo and get my belts.
Yeah, they're awesome. They've been doing awesome work. I've seen their organizations, their kickboxing fights.
Chad Mueller.
It's actual good level kickboxing for what I've seen. Not the kickboxing I'll see at some of the Cage of Honor fights. It's not really exciting. They're spaced too far apart. You can tell the amateur style. They don't really know what they're doing exactly. But the stand-up fight series, these guys are fighting like pros. Like, they stay
Chad
in the
Mueller,
battle.
He put that. He's the promoter and the matchmaker, and he knows the stuff. He's got his own gym. He teaches Muay Thai. So even me, like, when I was talking to him about getting a pro kickboxing match, he was like he didn't even want to give me a fight because I'm doing MMA also. Like, he really wants just like kickboxers. And I'm like, I understand that, but bruh, I'm about to come in here and do my thing. Like, I'm one of the best kickboxers around here. I mean, I literally came and won a USA title, but that just shows like his commitment to, he's trying to really build up Thai boxing and kickboxing in this area. And I mean, he's been putting on some phenomenal fights, and from like, I think the main event when I fought was Drew Gigax. Man, he's cold. Drew Gigax is a beast.
Did you say you fought Drew?
No. I said he was the main event.
Okay.
Hell no, that man's not my weight class.
Yeah, I got like offered $2,000 to fight him one time for Shamrock, and I said no. It was like on a not even a week notice.
For kickboxing?
Yeah.
Oh, week notice? Hell no.
I said
you
no.
need a full fight camp to fight that man.
I would fight Drew on a full camp and still lose, but I'd be okay.
He's good.
Because at least I'd have enough time to get the right conditioning I needed for kickboxing.
Yeah, I mean, but you say you would lose because you're humble and he's really good.
Well,
but
you know what I mean. Like, I'm not going to say I'm going to win or lose, but I just want to be in proper shape and give the fans a good fight. Let's just say that.
But that just goes to show you understand the levels of this.
Oh, yeah.
While we're spending all this time doing striking, grappling,
like you said,
takedowns and all this stuff.
Yeah.
He ain't doing nothing but striking.
Right.
So it's like, how you gonna beat someone in an area where they're spending all their time training, and you're bouncing around from striking to grappling to submissions, and like you're doing everything. So
unorthodox striking is my answer to that.
Right.
That's what I would do, and that's what I would train. Is just incorporating any kind of weird technique I haven't seen before, or even my U punches. I would do something that would just throw somebody off because they don't see the same looks at their gym.
Yeah.
That's the only way you can beat people like that, and that is part of fighting. And I would utilize that aspect. I will find whatever strength I have against him or anybody else, any opponent. That's how I always study, see what I can do against them and what can I bring to a table that I probably haven't seen before. Or, that's what I would do. But I'm not trying to, go on a promotional path to fight Drew Gulak, so I'm not going to keep talking about that. But
so what are your plans as far as your career? Like, is there a specific organization you would like to get? Most people want to get to the UFC, but other people have different plans. Like me, for one, yes, I want to get to the UFC, but honestly, so all right, for 2025, my plan is to get 4 to 6 pro fights. Go 4, 5, or 6-0, and then get into either the PFL or Bellator or the UFC. But I would love to start off in that PFL tournament because, imagine if I got into the 2026 PFL tournament. I don't even know how you get in there. I don't know if it's like invitation only or how it works. If you got to, hit up the promoter and try to get in there or what. But, imagine 2026, I do the PFL tournament, win $1 million.
Heck, that's a lot of money.
All right, guys, done fighting. I'll retire.
You probably could, honestly.
Look,
if you put the investments in the right area.
Yeah, after you pay your coach and you pay your taxes, you're gonna be walking away with a smooth $500K. I can make a lot of shit happen with $500K.
Oh yeah, that's an awesome start.
But yeah, so I would love to go to PFL before the UFC. That'd be awesome. But yeah, ultimately the UFC is the goal because it's just the biggest platform, and with that come a lot of other things as far as endorsements, sponsorships, more influence on like social media, which can lead to getting paid on channels like YouTube and selling merchandise. And fucking anything. Like you could be in TV shows, movies, commercials. It just opens up so many doors, so many avenues to make different, to make money. Even like Sean O'Malley, he was making more money gaming when he started in the UFC, and the UFC is a big part of that because this is he's a UFC fighter. He's getting a lot of eyes on him because of his him being a fighter. So just all these different things can come from fighting in the UFC, and I feel like that's like the best reason to go to the UFC. Aside from obviously they're going to have the biggest fight purses once you get to the top too. But what do you think like as far as your career?
One of my dreams when I first started with really committing myself to MMA, I was in high school. I was like, I want to be a successful professional MMA fighter. And the way I defined that was, 1, I want a pro title. And 2, I would love to get paid to travel to Japan or China and fight. And the homeland of where a lot of martial arts
Risen
came up. Yes, that'd be amazing. Risen, 1FC, even though they allow steroids, and I think they do same-day weigh-ins when it comes to like no weight cuts. And they have a hydration level system going on, so you're always hydrated to a certain level. I don't care. I'd still love to fight somewhere overseas and get paid to do it. When Kyle Kurtz got paid to go to Ireland to fight, I thought that was the coolest thing ever. You get a family trip, you get all expenses paid there, and you get paid to fight. That's amazing.
Yeah.
At least want to do that once in my career, once in my life. Give me that. UFC, with the business mindset that you have, I would like to be able to transfer over to UFC someday, even get one fight. I know that you'll have that UFC brand behind your name for the rest of your life. Garrett Gross, he fought in the UFC before, right? I believe.
Yeah.
They still call him ex-UFC fighter or, UFC veteran just after one fight. And that carries a lot of weight wherever you go.
Yeah.
Talking about seminar hosting, if you're a martial arts instructor, like I would like to be someday, that's going to have a lot of, that's going to bring a lot of people in the doors just from that. So there's so much, if you're a business-oriented entrepreneurship mindset person and you're a fighter, UFC is the way to go. You can make your name anywhere in any promotion with the way that social media is set up nowadays. But there's so much that's already been conquered by the UFC and Dana White when it comes to media outlets.
Right.
It only makes sense to not waste time, not your own personal time outside of your family, the stuff that you're already sacrificing for this sport. Use someone else's platform to showcase your brand over an already established connection of networks. It only makes sense to do that. So UFC at least once would be an amazing thing to do. I think that's any MMA fighter's dream is at least make it to UFC once.
Right.
Whatever happens there, I'm not here for championships, man. I'm not here to go fight people that's been doing this since 3 or 7 years old and go win a UFC championship. That's cool. I'm not here for it. A little bit of money, I don't even need that much. I'll find money somewhere else. There's plenty of jobs outside of fighting that I can go ahead and do. I love this as a hobby. I love doing it for money too, but at the end of the day, I just want to go get paid to fight and travel, and then also utilize whatever I can from the popularity, the notoriety I get as a mixed martial artist, and just really showcase also to chase after your dreams and chase after your goals, because there's a lot of younger viewers that watch us. Like you said, that's me as I walk out to the cage to fight.
Right.
You're hitting a lot of people, young ones, medium, and older people, and they listen to you. They're going to go out and they're going to listen to you, and then they're going to see you fight in the cage and see who you really are and if you're really about what you say you're about. And if you can mirror those and align those together and make people believe that what they want to do is also possible, but they have to, dedicate themselves to a certain goal. They have to not overload their plate, and they have to be disciplined. And when you can, I feel like I love motivating people, I love inspiring people, and I love doing my own thing. If I can do my own thing and then hit all those different aspects of other things I love to do when it comes to motivation, inspiring, and supporting other people, then this is an awesome vehicle to use it as far as fighting goes.
Absolutely.
That's my goal, and get paid while I do it.
I'm trying to get paid.
And the UFC, the fight night bonuses.
I don't need much. Just a few mil. You know what I mean?
And you'd be an amazing person to get to UFC level just because of your personality, your charisma. Like the movies, I know you said you grew up watching martial arts movies and Jackie Chan and stuff like that.
See,
you'd venture out really well.
I just want a lot of money so I can do what I want to do. You know what I'm saying? That's it.
Yeah.
Do whatever I want to do. Help out whoever I want to help out. Mm-hmm. It's like Leonardo said in The Wolf of Wall Street. They call them fun coupons.
Oh my God.
That's what they are.
Yeah. I forgot that line. That's awesome.
Yeah, call them fun coupons. That's what they are, so.
Very true, very true. Hate when someone brings up an opportunity. I've had so many opportunities brought up to my life. I think one time I got offered to fight for Fight Hard MMA.
Yeah.
Not Fight Hard. Tough Enough over in California is a
top,
it was a top amateur platform.
It's like the top amateur organization in America, for real.
Yeah, I was offered to fight there on like another 5 or 6 day notice. I couldn't do it because I didn't have the money to get over there. I had to work. I had all these things keeping me back from this opportunity that was there. That if I had the fun coupons, if I had the money there, I could have made that happen. And who knows what could have happened if I got there.
Right.
And that's just not to say like I'm regretful of it or anything else like that. I can't help where I was at the time of that happening. But that's a very important thing for people to realize nowadays is like you got to make sure that you set yourself and your life up to where when these opportunities do arise, that not only did you not quit on yourself, because there's a lot of people who are out there that are really talented, really skilled, they get in their heads and they quit on themselves. Mm-hmm. They quit.
Yeah.
They don't believe in themselves for whatever reason. They don't believe in any more opportunities coming for them, and they take themselves out of the game. And that's where people like us, who's been doing this for 10 plus years, who might not be at the platform that we wanted to be, years ago, people like us get those shots because we're still in the game. We're still in the game. We're evolving. Got a positive mindset behind it. We do dedicate ourselves and our lives to it. And we're here to seize every single opportunity that comes our way because that's what we do. We don't quit on ourselves. We don't feel sorry for ourselves and make excuses and do these has-been dreams and stuff like that. We know we live every day aligned with our goals, and we make sure that we are disciplined to stay with it. And when those opportunities come, which they will, you just never know when, we are ready. We stay ready. and we take those opportunities.
Yeah, like they say, success is when preparation meets opportunities.
Exactly, 100%.
So you just got to be prepared. You got to be ready. Mm-hmm. And that's my goal for the rest of my career. Stay in great fight shape. And if someone calls me and they got a short notice fight, all right, let's run it.
As a pro, man, this is definitely a time to stay ready, because let's
run it.
You're at that level now where your skills are definitely at the professional level and have been for a while, and now it's a matter of just making sure you stay healthy with it. And honestly, that's about it, because you're already doing everything. You've been a professional in every sense of the word for a long time now. I mean, you know it. You know how much you put into this. You know how much you sacrifice, and you know the mentality you put behind your training and your life and your goals and what you've done. So you're already well on your way and prepared for it. Now it's just a matter of letting the days unfold and making shit happen.
Yep, just persistency, staying consistent. You know, a lot of people on their journey in life, a pothole or a bump in the road to them is like a brick wall.
Nope, not meant for me.
Look, a pothole don't slow me down. A lot of times when I'm driving, I see a pothole, I'll speed up.
Fuck, I'm done.
This shit ain't finna slow me down. Nah. Like, come on, bro. I just got done doing 18 months behind bars for toting guns like an American should.
That's so silly.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm an American, bro. You mean to tell me, I can't tote guns? What? Come on. So, but did I let that slow me down? No. Because, look, what's crazy is, all right, I was grappling the other day at Carpe Momentum Jiu-Jitsu, and Dr. Jared Whalen, dude, this dude's a monster.
I still remember
He's a monster. Yeah. And, look, I made sure I told people in the group chat, I'm like, hey, I'm fighting in 2 weeks. Y'all come in and beat me up. That's like my way of saying come and push a pace on me, but don't kill me. Because this guy, he's one of the monsters in there. He's like 230, huge.
Like, I think he used to wrestle as well, yeah.
Yeah, he used to wrestle, man.
He used to wrestle. He got like all the attributes you hate.
I seen his biceps after he was rolling. I looked at his body because he had his gi on, and I looked at his biceps bigger than my legs. I said, how was I just grappling with this man? This doesn't even make sense. This mathematically does not make sense. But anyways, he said to me, what's crazy is you felt, because we haven't rolled in. It's been 2 years. I got locked up like 2 years ago, but I've been out for 4 months. So, I've been back training. Mm-hmm. But he said, what's crazy is, he's like, dude, you feel way better. You're flowing way better than you did the last time we rode. And I couldn't grapple for 18 months. All I could do was striking when I was locked up. I was training with guys in there and stuff, and of course staying in shape, but I couldn't do no grappling. But he's like, dude, you feel even better. Because sometimes when you take a break, I don't know what it is, but it's like when you got food in a pot and it's you turn the heat off, but it's marinating. Like you're not doing anything to it, you're not stirring it, but it's like the flavors are unlocking, so they're coming out. So sometimes when you take a break from something, things can marinate, especially when you're locked in a cell and all you can do is think about it. Because a lot of this is just mental,
internalized.
It's mental. Like as far as learning a technique, you don't learn a technique with your body, you learn it with your brain first, because the brain controls the body. So, but I said it to say this: being locked up for 18 months, that shit ain't slowing nothing down. If anything, that shit just made me even more hungry. Now, like y'all thought I had something to prove now or then. Now I really got something to prove. Now it's really like my fire is just stoked my fire for real. So I mean, it's part of my journey, and now it's like. I mean, now you're really fighting a cage fighter. Like, for real. From one cage to the next. But, yeah, I mean, it's all about consistency, man. Just if you don't stop and you're progressing, you're going to get to the top. Now, if you don't stop and you're declining or plateauing, well, then you're going to stay the same. But if you see progression and your training and then your competitions, then what does that mean? You're on your way to the top.
It means you're getting better.
You're on your way to the top. So, I mean, I'm on my way to the top. As simple as that. And
that's facts.
And I'm having fun with it. Of course, the training nonstop is not fun. I mean, we have our days where it's funny, but a lot of the days when we train, people don't realize like it ain't fun. It's not always fun because it's hard on the body. You know what I'm saying? It's grueling. A lot of times I want to just sit down and play Fortnite. You know, I want to do something with the family. I want to just kick back and watch something on TV or read a book or something. But got to be in that gym. Got to be in that gym. Like yesterday, bro, I came home from training and I ate and I'm sitting there. I'm on the couch like nodding off. I'm like, I need sleep. But I'm like, no, go back to the gym. Hey, I seen this meme the other day. It was so funny. It was, the movie Planet of the Apes, the ape Caesar.
Yeah.
Well, it was like a little video, and Caesar is part of the movie where he whispers in the guy's ear, and he's like, "Go to the fucking gym."
Yeah,
man, that shit had me dying. That shit had me dying. It says, "Go to the fucking gym." That shit had me dying.
I bet that made people go to the gym too after they saw it.
They should have.
They said, "You're right, monkey."
So yeah, what type of strength and conditioning stuff do you do?
Honestly, I don't do any strength conditioning. I don't do any strength, I'd say. I do circuit workouts mostly. For my last fight, all I did was rounds, usually 2 to 3 rounds of 5 minutes of different stations. I would do like jump rope for a minute. Everything's timed in the 5 rounds or in the 5 minutes. So I would take a 5-minute block. I would do 5 different exercises, each for a minute in duration. Then I would have a minute rest, and then I would do another round or 2 of that. Jump rope is usually my number one thing to do. Jump rope or jumping jacks is what I start off with just to get the body moving, get anything with the feet moving. Then I would transition to, usually I'll use kettlebells, and I would do like a type of press, or I'll do like a body squat with it. And then I would transition to some punching with usually like a weighted punching kind of thing. And then the last 2 exercises that I would do would be usually a Russian twist with the medicine ball, something with the abs. Yeah. And then I'd probably have burpees being like my explosive type of movement, my explosive plyometric movement at the last minute to really kind of push myself to make sure like, oh, this is the last minute of the round, up the energy level. And that's pretty much how I formulate it. I should and I need to, so I probably will eventually. I
should. I need to.
I will.
Probably will. Definitely going to put it on the calendar.
Right. But I do need to involve some actual resistance training with weights. And if I did anything like that, and if anybody's watching, they wanted to see what they could do for strength and conditioning, it would be just light weights and just high reps on anything that does anything to do with pulling or pressing.
Get you some resistance bands. That's what I use.
I don't know what I would do with that though.
Okay, so like for me, I'll get resistance bands.
That's like my warm up before I do anything with weights. Usually, is I'll do presses. I'll sit I'll wrap it around a pole. I'll do presses. I'll do adductor training. Yeah, adductors and abductors with the internal rotation of my shoulders to make sure they're smooth and functional. And then I'll do like some overhead extensions there.
See, me personally, I don't focus on like strength building workouts because, I mean, it's like, I don't know. I just feel like I don't need to be stronger. Sometimes I get to thinking like, man, I want to get stronger. Then I remind myself, I'm like, I'm strong enough for my weight class. And you can look, you ever roll with someone, they're way stronger than you and you're constantly tapping them out?
I've rolled with people who are stronger than me and I can tap them out. Yeah, it's called technique.
So I'm going to focus more on the technique.
Yeah.
And so my strength training is grappling with guys that are 200 pounds. That's my strength training.
Yeah, you're building lactic acid, so.
That's my strength training. And then as far as my like conditioning, like I said with the resistance bands, I'll do stuff like I'll tie it to like a wall and I'll throw hooks.
Right.
I'll throw jabs, crosses. I'll get the resistance band, put it on my feet over the shoulders, do like jump squats, for like a minute, and then go into like speed punches with like I got these like egg weights.
Yeah.
Those jumping rope with the weighted jump rope, jump burpees. Before I got locked up, I was doing a lot of swimming. I was swimming every week, but I ain't got money for that gym membership there at that pool right now, so I haven't been doing any swimming. But I feel like swimming is a phenomenal exercise for your full body, especially when you're not a great swimmer, because it's like it's much harder for you. And then it's low impact, so you don't have to worry about, you know what I'm saying, like your joints and
running.
shit.
Yeah,
right, exactly. So that's also why I was doing a lot of swimming. Like I would tread water for 5-minute rounds, and I would do some rounds like half the round with my hands tied behind my back where I'm just using my feet. And then I'll do other rounds where I'm not kicking with my feet and I'm just using my arms. And then I'll get they got these one little things, they kind of look like dumbbells. I'll punch underneath the water with those.
I've seen those. Yeah.
I'll do like line drills in the lane, just throwing kicks. And that resistance is actually pretty hard. I send it up as fast as I can and bring it back as fast as I can. So I was doing a lot of pool work, and I'm definitely going to be getting back to that. I think I want to start going to that pool, the bubble.
Oh, yeah,
right next to the junior high. I think I'm going to go over there and see how much it costs, because I got to get back in that pool. That pool's a monster for your cardio.
Ron Coleman is a testament to pool training. He uses that for his cardio a lot, he said.
Yeah.
And I can imagine keeping yourself in the water, submersed in the water all the time, and how good that is for your cardiac output and your heart, and stuff like that, and your lungs.
Especially when
everything you need as a fighter, you know.
Yeah, when you're swimming, when you're doing like freestyle, I don't know what it is, dude. There's something about being sideways in that water and like the motions, dude. It's hard to breathe. I don't know what it is.
I can definitely feel the challenge.
Yeah,
so that means it must be good.
yeah, it's difficult. So yeah, pool work. I feel like that's like, man, that's at like the top of the list. You do any type of breathing exercises?
No, but I had a friend actually send me a Facebook Messenger little game. It was a video, basically with a timer for 60 seconds, and it would have different levels of like, okay, you're doing great at like 15 seconds, you're doing awesome, moderate at 30, doing really well at 45 seconds, as far as being able to hold your breath on a single inhalation. And I think I did take a little smoke of this guy's dab, and I hit like 67 seconds, and I was a little disappointed in myself. So I do think I need to incorporate some more breathing work, as far as just
I'm gonna send you a
holding.
I'm gonna send you a video.
A little bit more. But I do a lot of running, so it's like heart rate is a huge thing I keep a track of, and that's where a lot of my breath work is done. It's just in that. I don't do it individually.
I'm gonna send you a video of the one that I use, and it's 3 rounds, and each round you hold your breath for 2 minutes.
God, wow!
But
That's definitely be a record for me.
It's the Wim Hof breathing method, and you breathe deep into your diaphragm for 30 breaths. You breathe all the way in, and then like halfway out, and then back in, and you do that about 30 breaths, and then you hold. You breathe out.
I've never done so many repetitions before.
And I do 2 minutes.
That'd be interesting. I'd try it though, for sure.
Yeah, it's a great thing to do like first thing in the morning, and it definitely it just fully oxygenates your body, so it's really good for your health. Also, not just like training your lungs, it's really good for your health, and I think that it's really good for your lung capacity, and understanding you're breathing deep down into your belly, down into your diaphragm, and then realizing like how long you can actually hold your breath. You know, I just feel like it's really good for you mentally. It shows me like, okay, even if I forgot to breathe with a couple of these punches in my fight, like I'll be all right. Because that shit happens. Sometimes you throw a flurry and realize, I didn't breathe with that. It kind of happens sometimes, you know.
Definitely. I noticed that in training. That's a good thing to note, honestly, is when you are struggling to breathe, or you're not breathing at all when you're exerting yourself, because then it all just stays inside you. But you have to let it out eventually, and when you do, you just better hope someone's not pressuring you because now it's going to be even harder. Now you're trying to catch your breath and trying to block and defend and not get hit. Because if they hit you and then all that breath comes out, then, you know, you feel it even more.
So, all right, so in between your rounds when you fight, like, what's going through your mind? Do you have goals when you hit that stool? Like, what's your mindset as far as, like, in between rounds?
Nowadays, it's been a while since I even had to sit on a stool in between rounds.
Damn! This guy's a beast. He said stool. What the fuck is that?
Yeah, I don't like sitting down. I'm a first round finisher. I'm not. It's not even about finishing. It's honestly.
Oh, you just don't sit down.
Going back to the breath work. I actually did some training with Shaolin Temple Europe, and it was like this app, and it's a 1 year self mastery program, and one of the months it really focused on breathing, breath work. That's the very first month. It's just knowing how to breathe and being aware of your breath. You got the diaphragmic belly breathing, and then you got the chest breathing, and then you got the clavicle breathing, the short, shallow breathing. And honestly, when I dedicated myself to that, usually do about 8 counts of breathing on each level. I just had a very fast recovery time when it comes to in between rounds. I don't like to sit because I don't want to show weakness either. I feel like if I can stand up, I want to stand up because I know the other guy, he's usually sitting down because he's tired. Mm-hmm. Now, whether it's because he's putting more energy out than I am, I don't know. Whether it's I'm in better shape, I don't know. But if I don't need to sit down, I'm not going to sit down because I just want to show him, hey, I'm here for the whole fucking 3 rounds of 5 minutes plus the rest time. I don't need to sit down. If you want to sit down, go ahead. You can watch me stand up and just recover.
Nice.
As far as what do I think in between rounds, my corners will come by there and tell me what's working, what's not. They'll give me some advice. Honestly, I'm either spaced out, just focused on my opponent because at the end of the day, again, game plans or whatever, it's a fight. I know what's working. I know what happened in the last round already.
Yeah.
I'm a very independent fighter nowadays when it comes to stuff like that. I'll listen to people and I'll take their advice. But once the guy gets back off the stool and we're, touching gloves again or whatever, everything's out the door. I'm just focused on seeing what this guy's about to do or what I'm trying to initiate on him. And that goes back to the game plan that's already set before the fight even starts. And I just focus on calming my breath down as fast as possible. You'll see me in the last 2 or 3 of my fights. It's just raising my hands up and then lowering it down. I'm just trying to get a good mind-body connection going to let it link up together. Calm my body down as fast as possible, basically, and then get ready to go right back out to it, and then try to make the first initial strike. That's all I think about. Yeah. First initial strike. Let them know I'm there to fight. Because nice. I'm there to fight. Nitty gritty, clean, cool, precise, whichever way it goes. I don't care. I'm there to fight for this. I'm there to fight in this cage for the full night.
Yeah. Okay. I like that. Me personally, when I after the round ends, when I hit that stool, only thing I'm thinking about is recharge.
Exactly.
It's not about like, oh, I'm tired, I need to get my energy back. It's like wherever my energy level is, it needs to be higher. Whatever my heart rate is, it needs to be lower. However quickly I'm breathing, it needs to be slower. So I'll sit down on that stool and I'll put my hand on my legs. Or if I only got one corner man, sometimes I'll take the ice myself, both, and boom, I'll hold them and I'll close my eyes. Yeah, and I also close my eyes to show like I'm closing my eyes so I can just feel myself and slow my heart rate down, and it's also letting my corner man know like I ain't trying to hear nothing right now. Like only thing I care about is slowing down my heart rate, slowing down my breathing, and gathering and recharging.
Really tuning into yourself.
Because I got another round coming up, and like, also it's like, dude, I've been doing this for a long time. We game plan for this. You probably ain't gonna say nothing to me that I'm not already thinking or I don't already see. So for that first like 30 minutes, 45 seconds, I'm just trying to recharge, and then like that last 15 seconds usually, I open my eyes, and then I look at my corner man, and I'll see what a couple little things he has to say. He might say like something like, oh, he keeps leaning to the left. Watch that. or he's just gonna come out and shoot. I'll be like, okay, he'll say something really simple.
Yeah.
But sometimes he don't say nothing. Sometimes my cornerman's just like, you're doing good, okay. I see you're feeling yourself. Keep doing what you're doing. That's when you know you're doing good. Your cornerman shouldn't even have to say shit to you.
Right.
Should just be in there just like chilling, like, you're doing good. Keep it up. Sometimes cornermen do too much. Too much coaching. Like, you whoop a motherfucker's ass the whole first round. You're like, you're whooping his ass. You might have almost finished him. And it's like, he got saved by the bell. And they come there, all right, look. All right, so when he throws that right hand, I need you to slip to the left. I need you to do it. It's like, bro.
Don't tell me that.
Like,
That's
come on,
way
man.
too much specifics for me,
Like,
man.
don't be
I'm
getting on to
conceptual.
the technique. Like, look. You don't need to be saying all that.
Right. Now, for some people, you could. But not for me.
Not
Probably
for me.
you.
That's what I'm saying. Not for me. Not for me. No, not for me at all.
So I have to go pee real quick. Can I use the restroom?
Yeah, go ahead. While he's using the bathroom, let's go ahead and give a shout out once again to the sponsor. Oh yeah, the restroom's right there. Duke Concrete Finishing, and man, we coming for the finish once again. I mean, what's up?
Is there any way? I think because there's a thing happening right here, and it's been happening for a while. Is it all right if we stop the recording and start another one and clip it together?
You think it's
I'm not sure if it's even recording the audio. I know this is recording the audio. We can keep going if you want.
Yeah.
This is stuck right here, and like how it was stuck before, but it was stuck all the way at the end. We can keep going if you want to.
Let me just keep going. It's probably fine. Let's see. What time did we start?
An hour and 41 minutes ago.
Okay, hour and 41. All right, we'll see how long he wants to keep going. We might wrap it up.
Got anything else you want to shout out? Sponsor-wise?
Yeah, so let's take this time. Commercial break. All right, so look, check it out, guys. Y'all need to buy some merch. All right, listen, I'm gonna just keep it a buck. I'm done playing around. All right, but before you buy the merch, go ahead, look. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please hit the subscribe button. I got to get my numbers up, all right? And I can't do it myself. I need y'all to do it. So hit the subscribe button. What camera am I what camera am I on? Okay. No, let's go back to the middle one. Okay. Hit the subscribe button. Okay, and share these videos, all right? Y'all be sharing all these goofy-ass memes and all these funny videos and all this dumb shit on Facebook, so you can share this video, all right? We got to get these numbers up, guys. I got to pump it up because this is embarrassing, all right? Y'all embarrassing me, all right? So hit the subscribe button. Go follow me on Instagram also, okay? Willie Lee Henderson III. Follow me on Instagram. And then, look, when you got a few extra dollars to spare, hit me up, message me on Facebook or Instagram, and get you a t-shirt or get you a workout outfit, okay? You see I got them right here. I got loads of them. This ain't all right here. I got shit stocked up, okay? Let me show you what the shirt looks like in case you ain't seen it. And, of course, you can get a better view of it on my Instagram. I got all my stuff on there. But you see I'm rocking it underneath the... All right, switch back to this one. Show them the full... Come on now. Boom. Okay. Get your Rainmaker tee. And then I also got the workout outfits. You can see the like a better picture of it because obviously right now I got these in packages. But I mean, get you an outfit. Look, I got green, I got pink, I got red, and I got yellow. And these are some badass little outfits. I designed these myself. Okay. I ain't just going buy them and I'm not just buying and reselling them. I actually designed those myself, and I designed this shirt too. Okay, so hit me up, get you one. The shirts are $30. The workout outfit is $50. So I mean, support your boy, man, because I'm about to go broke. This is it's getting dangerous out here. Y'all want me to go back to selling weed? Okay, I can't do that. All right, so bye. I'm trying to sell clothes, not weed. All right, so go ahead.
Improvements here,
right? You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to do things the right way, people. I need y'all to support me. So next time you got a little bit of money to spend, hit your boy up, get you a t-shirt. I don't care if you don't wear it. You can throw that shit in the closet and never let it see the light of day. But I promise you this: when y'all see me on ESPN next year, you're gonna be like, damn, I should have bought one of his T-shirts, one of his originals, and had it signed. And yes, I will sign it too. Okay, I'll sign it. Right, I'll say whatever you want me to say on it, and I'll send it to you. If you're here in Cape, I'll bring it right to you. Or if you're not in Cape, I'll send it to you in the mail. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and plug in some of Nate Dogg stuff. You're teaching classes, right? Or you do private lessons?
Yeah, I do private lessons, mostly in the mornings right now.
Okay, so if you want private lessons and MMA, karate, especially he's a brown belt in karate. Almost he would have his black belt. He just hasn't taken the test yet. I mean, we're talking about a black belt in karate. I almost said taekwondo. Taekwondo, karate, same thing. It's kicks. It's already foot and hand. So if you want a private lesson on karate, you can hit up Nathan, or grappling as well. Obviously, he's an MMA fighter. But, I think Nate's like me. We like to teach striking mostly. Yeah.
I don't do grappling as far as teaching grappling goes.
Oh, you don't?
No.
Okay,
I don't know enough to teach, honestly.
I'm sure you know enough to teach a beginner. 100%.
I could 100% do beginning teaching.
But, so yeah, if you want a private lesson, he also does, weight loss.
I'm very high when it comes to personal. I'm not a personal trainer certified yet. I've went through the course of NASM. I just haven't taken the test. But I've already had clients to where I've worked with them before, and we focus on hit circuit workouts.
Right. Yeah, it don't. Dude.
So when it comes to personal training, if you're looking for martial arts, I can help you with that. If you're looking for any kind of hit workouts, I can
weight
help
loss
with that too. If you just need someone to be accountable to, because you don't want to do it yourself, and you need to get up in the morning, and it's 5 a.m. and it's cold and it's wet, but you already made a promise to me that you'd be at the gym. That's what I'm there for.
Right. And that's really what a personal trainer is a person that's going to you need to actually take you to the next level as a competitor, or even if you just do it because you love it, someone to take you to the next level. But a lot of people just need personal trainers for accountability.
100%.
Like me, I'm the type of person, I actually enjoy having someone right there, a coach, to just push me harder. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just different when you got someone else to push you. So yeah, if you want to hit him up, of course, go follow him on. What's your Instagram handle?
Instagram handle is going to be Nathan Scott Stearns. Really simple.
Okay, and he's got Facebook too. And then, I mean, guys, be on the lookout for Nathan, because he's a phenomenal fighter, and his style is like very, very technical striking. So, I mean, you see what happens in the last fight. Even when you put him up against someone that wants to just take him down and lay on him and make it a boring-ass fight, he still found a way to come out with a sweet head kick KO. Like, I mean, I feel like that was even sweeter than if you would have done that in the first round, because it's like you showed, like, okay, you want to come out here and wrestle. Okay, you tried that. Didn't work. You defended well, and then you came out and cracked him. Like, I like seeing that. That was like when I fought in Memphis. He came out and took me down the first round, and then he ended up dropping back for an ankle lock, but I came up on top, landed a couple strikes, bell rings, and then round 2 and round 3, I just beat the shit out of him. So that it is good for us as MMA fighters to be put up against people like that, because otherwise it's like people can always say, oh, we'll put you up against a wrestler, they're just going to take you down and da-da-da. Well, look what happens. You might get a takedown. You're not going to finish me. You're probably going to get submitted, or I'm going to get back up.
And what happens after takedown? That's so important.
Yeah.
People don't think about that. And it took me a few years to realize that there's a difference when it comes to grapplers. You got your jiu-jitsu grapplers who are tacticians and technicians, to where they're doing all these fancy moves with their feet. They're pulling butterfly guard, and they're able to flip you with their feet and stuff like that. And they're able to chain link submission moves, not only just for going for submissions, but they can chain link it to also just advance their position. Those are tacticians, technicians. But then you got your wrestlers. They're grapplers too, but they're more of a, I'm going to lay on you. And now, are they going to be a lay and pray kind of guy? Or are they going to be a lay and spray as far as position up on the opponent and then start raining down heavy shots? So there's so much more to dive into mixed martial arts when it comes to actually dissecting it into that kind of level of tactics, basically. Tave, he laid on me, kept me and my back and my head against the mat, and then tried to use his legs to.
I mean, yeah, he was trying to advance.
He was not a ground and pound wrestler. He did not position himself up to punch me that much.
Right.
He's very much, I'm going to lay on you and just try to scoop my legs out from under you, which was unsuccessful against me.
Right.
He couldn't do his plan. So, I mean, he can say that and that's what I thought. I thought he dominated that fight, and I didn't really think about it until I had a coworker said, well, Nathan, he's a wrestler. He took you down, and he couldn't advance his position. So did he really dominate the fight? Or was he in a superior position, but he couldn't advance from there? You trapped him. And I was like, you know what? That's right. And I thank him for that. And that's why I love listening to people, because you can learn so much from anybody. And when he told me that, I was like, Tave, you really didn't do that much in the fight. And
I was dominating you.
Yeah, he said he dominated me, but did you
out.
really dominate me, or did you just lay on me and then try to get out, but you couldn't? So now I stopped you from doing what you wanted to do, and now then you get knocked out.
At the end of the day, it's all about who wins.
Yeah, and then that happened, and then and I thank D-Ray for that, because it was called a counter drill. One thing that we trained a lot in D-Ray's place is, as soon as someone hits you, you hit them back with something opposite side of the body. That's why when he saw that, when I got kicked, my instant reaction was going to be, all right, you kick me high, I'm going to kick you. Now, whether it's low or high, I like kicking high. So I instantly came back with the high kick. So even though...
He shouldn't have tried kicking you, basically.
Yeah.
You don't try to. You don't kick the Karate Kid, man. You just look. When I'm in the cage and I'm fighting people, and they try to get to, and they get into a kicking match with me, I'm just like, I'm like, look, bro. I'm like, is he dumb? This you are literally just like, here, so please hit me right in my chin, like. You don't get into a kicking match with the Rainmaker. That's the last thing you want to do. You'd be better off trying to take me down or just not sign the contract to fight me. I don't know, but you don't get into a kicking match with me. You're not going to win that.
You'll make it a rainy day for
You're
him.
not going to win that. I guarantee you. That's just like my legs, dude. They're just
You're a long fighter. You're dangerous at your weight class.
Yeah.
You were so dangerous. I mean, look at Sean Woodson? Yeah. Look at him.
He's bigger
Lanky
than me.
Dude.
He's like fucking 6'3", and he walks around probably freaking 170 to 180.
Yeah, and he's smashing people.
I'm not a heavy 145er. I walk around like 160. I'm not heavy for 145. Sometimes I get on the scale, I'm 155. Sometimes I get on the scale and I'm 153 because I haven't ate dinner yet, but... Yeah, I'm not a super like heavy featherweight, but I can get away with that because of my frame. And I mean my brain.
Your frame and your brain.
My frame and my brain. You remember that show?
Two very important
Pinky in the Brain? Well, this is frame in the brain. I mean, but a lot of guys, man, I feel like they're just not that intelligent. I hate to say it, man. I hate to come back to that and, make it seem like people are dumb. But a lot of these fighters, bro, they're dumb.
The ones that you fought?
Yeah, the ones I've fought, ones I see that I haven't fought, ones I've trained with, like, I can tell they just rely on their physicality. I don't see growth in them as far as like their techniques. I just don't see much growth, Even a lot of the guys like in the UFC, like you don't really see them getting better. Like, dude, I'm telling you, if you look at my fights from the last 7 years, like every year you see me getting better. Like, oh, his kicks are getting better. Oh, his hands are getting better. His grappling is getting better. Everything gets better. Like, I don't have that plateau. I just keep getting better. And why is because I focus on using what I'm learning. I focus on the real detail and the techniques, not just like, let me just fucking beat this guy up. Let me just punch and kick. And because, dude, it's like when it comes to martial arts is like a beach, and every grain of sand is a technique. it's that vast. Like, there's so many different ways to throw a kick. There's so many different ways to throw a punch. There's so many different ways to take someone down. There's so many different ways to defend a takedown. There's so many different ways to throw an elbow. There's so many different ways to throw a knee. There's so many, dude. There's probably like a million submissions. There's so many submissions. It's crazy. There's a lot. Like someone asked me a while back. They're like, "How many submissions do you know?" And I was like, "Damn, that's a good question."
Deep question.
Has anyone ever asked you that? Hey, Nathan, how many submissions do you know?
No, and where do I even start? Like, from where? You know how many basic submissions do you know? But you know how many positions you can put those different submissions into?
So I went and yeah, there's different variations, of course, but I just went and started writing them down. I'm writing them down, and when I think I got them, I'm like, oh no, I know another one, and then I'm like, oh yeah, I know another one. I got them written down somewhere, but I had got up to like 26. And I was like, damn, this thing is just scratching the surface of how many submissions there actually are. Mm. And I'm talking about no gi. When you talk about gi, now it's just too much. It's too much. But yeah, even no gi, there's a lot of submissions, a lot. And I've been working on them, the ones. You know, I realized I don't need to know a lot though. You can be really good at one submission and hit it on everybody.
Definitely.
Like, all you need is just a couple that you're really good at. And what I'm really good at is a Kimura. Look, this is how my next fight is going to go in 2 weeks. Either I'm going to finish this guy on the feet, or I'm probably going to finish him with the Kimura.
I can see that either way.
It's one of the two. One of the two. Especially if he tries to take me down, he'll probably get put in the Kimura. I've been hitting out everybody. That's my strongest submission. And I'm hitting this on guys that's 200 pounds, and one of their arms is like as strong as both of mine. I'm having to use like every ounce of my strength, my whole body, just to finish, because their arms are so strong. They'll lock it down, and I just find a way to adjust and get it. And I'm getting that from like everywhere.
And Kimuras are another one of those submissions that you can use to transition the other person into where you want them to be.
Yes, you can.
I mean, I can't tell you how many times someone's tried to Kimura on my guard or when I'm in their guard, and then the pressure of that arm for me to relieve it and not tap involves me having to move somewhere else. And then now I'm flipped over, I'm getting mounted, and I still have a Kimura attached to me. So, I mean, that's a beautiful chain submission usage right there, and it shows your level of, you know, jiu-jitsu grappling understanding. And
then now also another thing that I learned a while back, and I just started to really implement it. When someone's got a Kimura on you, you can reverse it and use it against them.
I think you tried that.
I tried that with you
on Friday.
Friday. I tried.
Oh shit!
I tried.
Should I gave it to him?
But you let go though.
I didn't want it to be used against me. I knew.
But you see, it's like it forced you to let go of it.
Exactly.
It's either let go or tap, because someone showed me that. I was like, damn, I can't believe they just hit that on me. So now I've been using that too. But yeah, man, jiu-jitsu is freaking awesome, because like you just keep on going. I mean, like all other arts too, but man, I really love striking, and I really love grappling, and I really love the takedowns and defending takedowns too. Like when I first started doing MMA, I really just liked striking. Like I love striking. I didn't really want to do all that grappling stuff because I didn't know it, and I guess I just always had that thought in my head, like this is for like the really strong guys, but it's not. I mean, you just gotta get very technical. And then also I realized after rolling with, you know, all these different guys and getting good at it, I got a lot stronger. And Gavin used to always tell me, he's like, Willie, I'm still waiting for you to realize how strong you are. Because I guess he always felt like he could sense that I didn't realize how strong I was. And I think a lot of that also was the fact that I didn't want to get exhausted. But sometimes I do allow myself to use 100% strength. Like on Saturday, I was rolling with this one guy. He's a heavyweight guy. He's like 200-something pounds. And dude, when I was done with him, my forearms was so tight. Like when like when you touch the skin, bro, it felt like a board. Like it had no give to it.
Yeah, a huge pump going there.
Yeah, a huge pump. And I'm not flexing. Like I'm like, and I couldn't feel them, dude. They was hurting. So I was like, oh my God. Like, what am I?
Use the hell out of that.
I'm like, I can't grab shit right now. And I still had to do some more rounds, but allowing yourself to get that to that point, that will make you a lot stronger. Which
is a good reason why you do ice baths. Right there, is to drain all that lactic acid out of your body and your muscles.
Yeah, you do ice baths?
No, I do showers in the morning. I just to make sure it's ice cold.
Showers, yeah, those suck too.
It wakes my body up, wakes my mind up. Neurologically speaking, that's pretty much what I do when it comes to cold exposure.
Yeah.
Would I do an ice bath? Yeah. If I want to invest money into a cooler like you do, probably. There's no downside to it. Absolutely no downside. And
during the wintertime, you can get you a little trough or a little tub thing. They got some pretty cheap ones online. You can, like just a little one you can flip with water to keep it outside because it's so cold outside. It stays cold.
That's true.
Like I got one out back right now because I'm cleaning my ice bath and like repainting it. So I got that out back right now. I'm probably gonna go do one tomorrow. I don't on Sundays. I don't do nothing.
Yeah, you need to have a day where you don't do anything to let your body recover.
Yeah. I mean that is recovery, but I mean on Sunday I'm not doing nothing that's got anything to do with anything. Like as far as like training, martial arts and stuff. I mean, I might do like some film study,
it's Fortnite time,
something like that. Yeah, or Fortnite, something like that. But like as far as like physically, I don't do nothing. I might not even stretch. If anything, I'm gonna get a massage or something. But yeah, I feel like you gotta have one day where you just don't do anything.
Yeah, don't do anything. Just be human.
Right. Just be normal.
Just be a human. Just reconnect.
Yeah. But so you got any sponsors you want to plug?
Yeah, let's go ahead and go with the Right Season Roofing Company here in Cape Girardeau. And I plug them only because of the fact of it's one of my best friend's family's businesses. They've been into roofing for several years, and they just created their LLC and started business for themselves as a family about 2-3 years ago. So it's been really awesome to see them around the community and finally start making a name for themselves more. And they've been a huge help with supporting my train camps, and I just got to shout out all the love to the Right Season Roofing Company here. And another sponsor, honestly, Patrick Furniture, Mattress, and Patrick Furniture and Mattress here in Cape Girardeau and Paducah. I've been in jail like 3 or 4 times, little tiny spurts, but I always came back with the arms wide open with my job, and they've thrown a lot of money towards my fighting career as well, and I'm just really appreciative of them and for them allowing me and seeing the good in me to be able to continue employment with them has been a major blessing in my life, and I'm so grateful for it. I would not be here right now without those guys and the family there. They've been in business for over 76 years.
Yeah.
They're a longtime staple of the community, and they're a bunch of great people. And if I was an asshole, they probably would have fired me. But they know the things that's been going on in my life, and they've been very I don't want to say forgiving, but they've been very gracious with allowing me just to come back and show how good I am with other people. So shout out to Patrick Furniture and Mattress here in Cape Girardeau, Missouri as well.
Yeah, that's awesome, man.
And then, of course, all my team members at War Eagle MMA and now Flawless MMA Academy. See you guys growing. Talk to Xavier. He seems like he's really going to love it. I mean, he comes from that. He's talked about traditional martial arts as well. So I feel like he got a good spirit and a good character about him. And then with him, under the tutelage of you and Gavlin, I think it's going to be an awesome thing for him. Plus, he has that wrestler's grind as well. And when you're talking about overcoming tough things in life, both physically and mentally, that wrestler's grind stays with you no matter what. So he's going to be an awesome asset to you guys.
Yeah, well, we definitely enjoy having you in, man. It's hard to find guys that are really good training partners, for real. Like it is. Most people don't really know how it is being an MMA fighter and training with other MMA fighters, but it's hard to find good training partners that actually care about your growth and development just as much as they care about theirs. You know, a lot of people are just very like, they only care about themselves. They don't take the time to try to help you anything. Like, they could be hitting something on you constantly, and they don't want you to figure out how to defend it because now they can't hit it on you. Like, just little things like that, or they don't care about injuring you and stuff like that.
That's the biggest thing.
That's the biggest thing.
I still see it nowadays. I even had a recent sparring match with someone that came back for the first time in a while, and God, I didn't wish I was matched up with him, but whatever. He just goes hard. He doesn't know how to stop. He doesn't know how to control himself, which would make him a better training partner if he did. Everything's just hard. I don't know if that's just the way he comes from, where his training camp is, but where I'm from, we're a team. We're working together, and we're human beings at the end of the day. Why are you trying to damage me during training? What are we doing here? We're not getting paid to fight. We're here to get better. You don't need to be putting full force punches or kicks or anything like that, unless it's agreed upon before the match. Which, of course,
right. Like,
that's
someone's like,
story.
"Hey, look, man, I got to fight in 2 months, man. I want you to try put it on me, bro. Put it on me."
That's different. Then if
I
say yes, then okay.
Yeah.
But if you're just over there, freaking trying to tear somebody down in front of you for no reason other than to satisfy yourself for that day, because you're not even fighting, you just want to satisfy yourself in that moment and prove to yourself that you still got it or something like that. We don't need that attitude.
Yeah, I can't spar with people like that because I'll try to knock you the fuck out.
Right,
I will try
happens.
I will try to knock you out. I will sit back and wait for my moment. And when I hit you, I'm gonna hit you with everything I got. I'm gonna try to sit you on your ass. And I can't allow myself to get in that type of situation. Mm-hmm. You know, so that's why I'm very cautious who I spar with, who I train with. Like, I ain't got time to be getting injured, man. Because I got to fight. You know, I can't afford to get injured. Fuck all that. It's hard enough to not get injured when you are training smart and taking it easy on each other. Because little things happen.
Right.
You seen the other day, I rolled my toe and I almost broke my damn foot.
Yeah.
like just little silly stuff like that.
I think my foot was folded back behind me on one of our takedowns or something like that. Now I was like, "Ooh, I'm glad that went okay." But that's us, and we're very comfortable with each other, and that's just us training, you know, at a light level,
right? Let
alone when someone's trying to hurt you,
right? So, yeah, we enjoy having you over there, and I hope you keep coming in, especially on the days that we spar, because I feel like sparring is super important. Mm-hmm. Getting down your timing and your rhythm against another person, because you can kind of simulate it holding pads, but it's still not the same, you know, as far as your timing and and feeling your opponent and catching someone and their rhythm. Yes. I feel like sparring is very important. It keeps you sharp in that aspect, but you can't do hard sparring like that because, I mean, dude,
too much impact.
You're gambling with your career and you're gambling with your health. Like, it seems like every day I keep seeing more stories coming out about old boxers and old MMA fighters that, he's not doing good. Like,
and we'll continue to see that.
Like, he's not doing good. Like, he's having a hard time, like, just living. Like, his mind's messed up, and then if it's not their brain from concussions and brain trauma, it's their neck or their back, like, or their knees, like they can barely walk. It's just all this stuff. So that's why I would love to actually go to other gyms and train with more people, because it's nice to get new looks, but I'm not fucking gambling with my health like that. I don't trust people, and it's for good reason, you know. So that's why I try to just bring in certain people that I trust can train smart, you know, because I ain't trying to get fucked up. No, not at all. I already done had one bad injury with my knee, and I don't need that to happen again. So, you know. But is there anything else you want to say to your fans before we wrap it up?
I just want to say, if you don't know me by now, I hope you will now.
If you don't know me now, you know me now.
I look forward to sharing more stuff on social media in the upcoming months. I have an ankle monitor on right now as of January. What's today? The 5th. So hopefully I can get in a fight before my probation's over by August and start promoting myself a little bit more on social media and just getting out there, because with my fighting style and my mindset towards fighting, it's like I said earlier, in between rounds, I'm in here for a fight. I'm in here for the full, 3 or 5-minute rounds. I'm going to be somebody that you're going to want to watch. I'm going to put myself in that cage, and that door's going to get locked, and I am always going in with the mindset of like, I'm here to die. Whatever happens afterwards. So right now it's just me and this guy at the moment. And I really do like enjoying entertaining the fans. So if you see my name on a fight card, that's something that you're going to want to pay attention to, because I'm not making any fancy predictions, but I will always guarantee you I'm going to go out with my sword on my shield, or I'm going to go out with my sword. I'm fucking Nathan the Samurai Saiyan Stearns. I'm coming out there to fucking win. I'm coming out there to fight every single time. So if you don't know me by now, you will. That's about it. All I got to say.
Hell yeah. All right, everybody. Thanks again for watching another episode of the Powerful Fitness Podcast. And it'll be coming out. It'll probably come out in a couple of days. It'll probably be, so when you see this, it'll probably be like January the 6th or 7th. I got a fight coming up January the 18th. Shamrock FC at Ameristar Casino in St. Charles. So go online to their website. If you look on their Facebook page, they'll have a link, and you'll see my name will be on there. Click my name so they know you're coming to see me fight. Man, show up and watch me beat this dude's ass. Deuces.